Whatever you're into when it comes to sports, you can find it right here. Now, play my intro. Now it's time for the Robb Johnson Sports Show, presented by Robb Johnson Media and the Legacy Maker Sports Network. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Robb Johnson Sports Show, episode 75. I am blessed to be here with you. I'm blessed to be with my partner in crime, Mr. Larry Patterson. Larry, sir, tell them how you're feeling this morning, sir.
I'm feeling very good. Week 1 in the books. Week
1
3
in the
of
books.
College football in the books.
Yes, sir.
We got MLB. We got WNBA. It's the greatest time of the year right now. Yeah. We got basketball coming up, so.
Yeah, and we're actually, I don't think I've told you this either, but yeah, man, we're definitely going to be doing an NBA preview here way before the season starts. We're going to be doing an NBA preview. We're going to give our winners, our loss. Oh, by the way, did you ever find my Super Bowl pick, by the way, was Colts versus 49ers, which looks kind of good after last night. Did you have a breaking news on your Super Bowl pick was, or?
Super Bowl pick, I'm gonna say, give me Kansas City, and I'll take
Detroit.
Detroit.
After that. So Kansas City, Detroit, that should be a good matchup. I should have went with Kansas City, man, but I wanted to do something different. Everybody's got Kansas City, but you know how I am. I want to go against the grain. And I think if Anthony Richardson stays healthy, then they're going to be a team that is going to be reckoned with for sure. Now, let's go to MLB. Larry, what do you want to talk about when it comes to MLB? First, I want to talk about the Dodgers. Last night, first let's talk about the Braves. They lost to the Reds last night, 1-0. So guess what that means? That means the Mets are now 1 game up. The Braves going into their series against Washington. I think it's three games they have against Washington. The Mets are in Canada against the Toronto Blue Jays. Do you expect the Braves to go into this road trip against the Nationals on today, 11th, and the tomorrow and the 11th, and do anything? It's a 2-game stretch, and then they have the Dodgers for what, 3 games? No, 4 games. So what do you expect from the Braves?
Well, going into this Nationals matchup, I forgot what their record was against the Nationals this year, because that is important. But that's a division matchup, so that's always going to be tough. Then you say they're going into they face the Dodgers.
A series against the Dodgers, who have struggled with pitching.
That's tough either way. Anytime you got Shohei, Mookie, and all those other guys over there, that's going to be tough either way. I think, did the Dodgers win the first series this year?
The Dodgers did. I believe they did win the first series this year. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So if you're Atlanta, I mean, you got some pieces missing, but this is a very critical time right now that you have to win. You have to gather all your wins that you can, because, like you said, you're sitting a game behind the Mets in the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in that division is touching Philly right now. It's kind of too late for that. Don't you agree?
I totally agree. Nobody's touching the Phillies. The Phillies should. Larry said before the season, the Phillies should win the division. The Phillies should win the division. They have too much talent. Their payroll is too high. They should win the division. There's no excuse in my opinion.
You did say that. And then if you're Atlanta and you look what's behind you, the Cubs 5 games back. That's 4 games back to them, but they're nowhere near in your stratosphere right now. Take care of business against the Nationals. Take it 1 series at a time. I think that they can.
I think so too. And I think that going to the playoffs, that's going to be critical. Now, going to your Yankees, they defeated the Royals last night 10-4. The Royals are holding on to that playoff spot. However, you got 2 games left in New York, and then you got the Red Sox for 4 games, and then you have to go to a West Coast trip. 3 games against the Mariners, 3 games against the Athletics. And just from my analysis, what I look at here, if they can at least win this series with the Royals, win 2 out of 3, and then possibly win 3 out of 4, 2 out of 2, split it with the Red Sox, I think they can go on that West Coast trip and beat the Mariners and the Athletics. However, we do know that the Athletics always play spoiler. The Yankees are up 1.5 games on the Baltimore Orioles, who got demolished by the Red Sox last night. Your analysis. Do the Yankees have to win this division for you to feel comfortable that they can get to the World Series?
Absolutely. I feel like they have to. And right now, while you got you're a game and a half up over the Orioles, who's a pretty tough team.
Mm-hmm.
You have to take advantage of this. All right, you won the first matchup against Kansas City, and we know like those teams, and we repeatedly say this: those teams in the Central, whether it's NL or AL, like they're good, but once they play like the elites, it's
Mm-hmm.
like you can tell what team they are. So if you can go into these next 2 games against the Royals, I think it's 2 or 3 more games. I think
Two
it's
more
2.
games against the Royals. Yep, 2 more games against the
Yep, 2 more games against the
Kansas City
Royals.
Royals.
If you can go into these two games, right, it will be tough because Bobby Witt and all those boys over there, they do hit. So you can go into these games right here, you can beat them, and then in Boston's, and look at them.
Yeah.
They beat the hell out of the Orioles last night.
Yes, they did. Yes, they
You
did.
know, and,
Yes,
and
they did.
so if Boston can continue to take care, and it's in Fenway, so if you can take care of business, take care of Baltimore, and the Yankees take care of your business. Hey, I feel really strong about going to the West Coast and beating those teams over there because we know about Seattle, and I mean, like you said, Oakland does play spoiler, but
Yeah, they
these are
play spoiler
games that
all the time.
these are games that the Yankees absolutely have to win
Yeah,
going into the
but but
postseason.
but let me say this, Larry. The reason I think this is so critical, and for the people out there who say this football season, I don't really care about baseball, you're out of your mind because you think about it. The Red Sox are 3 games back of the wild card. The Tigers are 3 games back,
That's crazy.
I believe the
The
Mariners the
Mariners.
Mariners surprisingly only 3 games back of the wild card. Now, let me say this, especially about the Red Sox. I know that Rafael Devers is not going to win the MVP. I can almost guarantee that that's not going to happen. However, let me just say something, man. 28 home runs, 81 RBIs. He has pretty much taken this team on his back all season long. Now, don't get me wrong. Jaron Duran, he has 21 home runs. Let me see his RBI numbers. His RBI count is 72. So he's
He's
played an
nice.
important role as well. But when it comes to Devers, I know he's not going to win the MVP, but if he can somehow lead the Boston Red Sox to the playoffs, and I'm going to ask you this, Larry, and I know this is bringing some pain. Do you think Rafael Devers could have a Poppy type of postseason if he can get the Boston Red Sox in there? Can he have a
Potentially.
Poppy? Can he have a Poppy type of postseason like we saw in 2003, 2004 when Poppy came in and man, he came from Minnesota. Minnesota now has to look like, damn, we lost on Poppy. He came to Boston, had a hell of a postseason. Could he be one of those guys that could come in and make a huge difference?
Potentially. He's got the statistics and the power, the star power and all that to, this past season. Like he's been hitting well this past season.
Yeah.
So you going into the postseason, you only turn it up a notch. So especially if they're like 3 games back, especially
Mm-hmm.
if they can actually get in, like yeah, I can definitely see him doing that.
Another
Definitely.
guy that I'm interested in seeing this postseason. He's 31, but I cannot wait to see Jose Ramirez in the playoffs because I think that. And first, before I even get to Jose, 34 home runs, 106 RBIs. I'm gonna ask you this, Larry. Do you trust the Cleveland Guardians going into the playoffs?
No.
Because historically, when you look at Cleveland, they went to the World Series. They were up 3-1 against the Cubs, lost that series. Historically, you cannot trust the Guardians in the playoffs.
And until they get into the playoffs and they win a series and they prove it, and they go on and and show that they're playing winning consistent ball, then I'm not going to trust them. And if you look at it, the Royals are just back 3.5 games.
Yeah.
So that's not a lot. They
No.
still have to hold on to that. Now, granted, the fact that if the Royals do catch them, Cleveland will still be in a wild card
Mm-hmm.
situation. But I still don't trust them. I don't trust them until they prove me wrong.
Another team that we have to ask about is the Milwaukee Brewers. Even though they're 82 and 61, it just feels like they're there. It just feels like they're out there. It feels like they're one of those teams that's going to go into the playoffs, and some team out of the blue is just going to beat them. Like if you told me right now, that the Milwaukee Brewers had to play either the Diamondbacks, Padres, Braves, or Mets, it feels like they lose. It feels like they
Yeah,
would lose because they're like were they 5-5 in their last 10 games? They're
yeah,
very inconsistent. Their division is horrible because the Cubs can't get out of the way. The darn Reds, I don't know what they're doing. They got Ellie De La Cruz. They're wasting that young talent. I don't understand what's going on with Cincinnati. What did they do, man? Do you trust Milwaukee? And you look at the Pirates, who, my God, after there needs to be some type of story done the Pirates their fall, because after the young man went to the mound at the All-Star game, after that they've just been horrible in the second half, and they had so much promise. We were so excited about the Pittsburgh Pirates because they're such a great franchise. They're 8 games under 500. What happened? This division is so bad. Do you trust Milwaukee, man? Do you trust Milwaukee to get to a World Series? I don't. I
no,
don't.
I don't, and they fall in that same category as the other Central Division team. Is when they
Exactly.
play. I agree with you when you said about the wild card teams, like the Diamondbacks, the Padres, the Mets, the Braves. If they faced either one of those teams, I feel like Milwaukee would lose.
They're dangerous, man.
However, it could be a possibility where it go either way, and then you go to the next round where you're facing either a Philly team or you're facing LA, and then
Mm-hmm.
that's when you're getting demolished. So
Yeah.
it falls under the same thing. I don't trust them.
Yeah, Jay Quimby right here says that the Guardians need pitching. Jay, if you could chime in a little more, just from your opinion on the Guardians, I feel like they need more pitching as well, because I feel like this is going to be a hot postseason as far as hitting goes. The AL, you got the Yankees. We talk about the Red Sox. The Red Sox get into the playoffs, man. They're going to be one of those teams that you're not going to want to play. And like I said, I just think Larry, this season has been so good, man. This baseball season has been so good. And I think that this postseason is going to be epic. So right now, overall, what team outside the Yankees, what team do you trust the most to make a run?
Houston, the team that came from all the way back, the team that came
Hey,
from all the way back, that
10
that that that
games.
that
10 games.
nobody, that everybody, I don't know if everybody was just writing them off because it was too early, but this team was not looking like this team in the beginning of the season. And now they made that run, and then now they look like they're in a prime position to go from right now to the rest of the way and just get back to what they know best, and that's winning championships, contending
Exactly.
for championships. So
Exactly. So now let's go to the WNBA real quick. Let's go to the standings in the East. The Liberty are number 1, the Sun are 2, the Fever are 3, the Sky are 4. The Sky are still hanging on despite Angel Reese's injury. I think, Larry, that Angel Reese's injury is a blessing in disguise. And I know people won't like that. I want Angel to play. But they need to get Carmela Cardoso. They need to get her into the fold. She's coming off the injury when the season started. Now, what happens is that she gets comfortable. Angel Reese comes back next year. I'm pretty sure Angel Reese is going to be in the lab working on her shooting with that left-hand jump shot. She's going to be doing a lot of good things as far as trying to get – and this is, people accuse me of being an Angel Reese lover, but I keep it honest, man. Like, even people say I don't like Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark's had a great season. But one thing I'll say about Angel Reese, she needs to get in better shape. And it's not a criticism, but she needs to get in, it just seems like she gets a little tired out there. I don't know if there's like some type of medical condition we may not know about, but she seems like she gets in a little bit better shape, maybe lose about 5, 6, 7 pounds, something like that. I mean, again, I'm not saying the girl she's fat. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that, when you've dealt with as much as and the same thing with Cardoso, we've dealt with as much as they've dealt with over the year, coming from college, coming to the pros. They just got they look like a little bit better shape, and you can see with Camila Cardoso when she got in better shape as the season went on. You see what's going on. So next year, and that's just the thing, Larry. When you're in the new sport, you have to condition differently. That's like any other rookie in the league, whether that's Caitlin Clark, whether that's Rickea Jackson. Going into next year, I think that those players will be so much better because they get into the vibe of what the WNBA is all about. It's a different type of conditioning.
Yeah, Cameron Brink as well. She makes her way there.
Exactly. Yeah. She's number one in my book besides Angel because when I'm trying because for her, she's coming off the injury. She's gonna have to do a lot of different things. Before we get back to WNBA, Guardians for years had an ace and they don't have one. Barbara got hurt. Mackenzie has fell off. Big B is the only pitcher that they got. Cookie is on the shelf of the player he was before being traded. I agree, Jay. They need more pitching. So we'll definitely see what the Guardians can do.
He's right about Tristan McKenzie though. McKenzie, man, I thought he was on his way up.
Definitely, man. Now to the Western, we got the Lynx at number 1, the Aces at 2. The Aces are only a game up on the Seattle Storm, and then we have the Phoenix Mercury. From my opinion, Larry, I think one of the most dangerous teams in here, the Phoenix Mercury in the playoffs, only because I feel like Brittany Griner could go off for 30 each night and nobody can stop her. What's your opinion on that, sir?
Yeah, 2 games under 500, and they've been playing pretty much like that all season. But like you said, Griner can go into this postseason and just completely just ball out. She got a chip on her shoulder already from all the stuff that happened, and then taking the time off, and she's back, double doubles, reboundings, rim protecting, all that. She could turn it up a notch going into the postseason, along with vets like Diana Taurasi and I'm blanking on my other girl's name right now.
Cooper. You talking about Cooper?
Cooper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cooper, hey, look, man. Cooper's been balling, man. I'm telling you this right now. Cooper's been balling. She has such a huge impact on the team. One team I also want to talk about, Larry, real quick, and they're in last place, but the LA Sparks. I really like the fight I've seen from this team. I don't know how a Paige Beckers will. I don't know if Paige Beckers how she will fit in, but Paige Beckers is the presumed number 1 overall pick if she can stay healthy. I feel, Larry, especially going back to the Angel Reese angle, I feel like if they get to the point in Chicago where they're like, hey, listen, are we going to choose Carmella or are we going to choose Angel? If I'm the LA Sparks in the future, I'm definitely looking at a Angel Reese to come onto that team with a Cameron Brink. Maybe they can get some pieces for Cameron Brink. But I think that a potential future with Paige Beckers and Angel Reese looks really good. And I would love to see Angel, and no offense to Chicago, but I think that the Sparks have a really, really bright future. And it would be cool. It would be cool to see Angel Reese in LA, but I don't think that's going to happen. But what do you think? Do you think that Paige Beckers could be a good piece for the Los Angeles Sparks at this upcoming draft?
Absolutely, because you got De'Erica Hamby for another year, and who knows what's going to happen after that. So
Yeah.
you need somebody like a Paige Beckers. They need that. I'm totally for that. That's key. That's brilliant what you just said. So, yeah, I'm definitely for that one right there.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other team for me, man, that is very inconsistent and they make me very angry at times
You
is
talking about the Dream?
The Atlanta Dream, man. I mean, they had the Fever beat. They beat the Wings by 11 points. They lost to the Mercury by 8. They beat the Sparks. They lost to the Aces by only 11 points. They lost to the Storm by 4. They lost to the Fever by 4. They lost to the Mercury by 2 after they had just beat the Mercury. They beat the Sun by 12. The Atlanta Dream is one of those teams where they get in the playoffs. It wouldn't shock me if they went to the championship game because they got the talent, dude. They got Tina Charles, bro.
Tina Charles is balling.
They got all these good players. They got all these good players on that team, and you cannot make a run. I don't understand it. What is it? Like Atlanta sports has really been making me really angry. Besides the Braves, you got we'll get into them later, the Falcons, who had more Steelers fans than Falcons fans on Sunday. When you're bringing in Kirk Cousins, that shows the fan base is not excited about Kirk Cousins, even though the terrible towels, they travel well. This Atlanta Dream team, man, they got to do better, bro. They got to do better. They're a lot better team than what they show.
And guess what? You're just a game behind the Chicago Sky. You're just a game behind.
Yeah, and the Sky are 3-7 in their last 10. So you gotta hope that the Mystics can play spoiler tonight against the Chicago Sky.
Oh, they just 2 and it is. They just 2 games out.
Yeah, so, think about it. The Sky have to play at the Lynx versus the Mercury. They got to go to Atlanta and Connecticut. So if you're looking at that now, again, if Cardoso shows up, man, and Trinity Carter shows us everything that she's got, then I don't know, brother. All bets are maybe off at that point, especially Trinity Carter, man. She could really go off and make a postseason run that could make this thing memorable. But we'll see. We'll see.
It's got to be in Camilla Cardoso's head tonight, especially when you don't have Angel Reese there. Like you need to be that primary rebounder, that rim protector. You need to be that girl. Put your big girl pants on.
My last question to you, brother, because I know that Asia Wilson was out last game, but this is my concern. You only beat the Aces by 4. You beat them 75-71 with no Asia Wilson. That has to give me, in the words of Steve Nash, that has to give me cause to pause, because I'm like, you're supposed to beat this team by at least 20, 25 without Asia Wilson. Do you trust the New York Liberty to go into the playoffs this year and finally win their first championship in team history?
I trust them to get to the finals. I don't trust them to win it though.
Because do you think on the other side, is it gonna be Minnesota? Or is it gonna be Vegas?
I'm going to Vegas.
I have an interesting stat for you. I know this gonna be weird. The Aces are 11-7 at home. They're 11-6 on the road.
Wow.
While the Liberty are 16-2 at home, while they're 13-4 on the road. The Sky are 6-12 at home, while they're 7-10 on the road. Makes sense, right?
Mm-hmm. Better on the road, huh?
The one team that home court seems like it does favor is the Seattle Storm. 8-9 on the road, 13-5 at home. So it looks like the Storm are that one team, because we know how the Seattle crowd is. This looks like they're that one team that needs that home field advantage.
Yep. Just sitting at 13-5. They got to do it. In a town like Seattle, anyway. Like,
yeah, Seattle loves their sports, man.
Yeah, man.
Well, let's go to our week. What is it? Our week 3 college football predictions, sir. I'll pull that up. All right, so this is a weird one too. This is on Thursday night. Arizona State at Texas State. Very rare that you get a team in the Big Ten to go to Sun Belt. I don't know, man. I'm going to pick Texas State in the upset.
I'm going to pick Texas State to at least cover the spread. You know, I know. I'll pick Texas State to win it.
Okay.
You never know.
Now, Friday night, we're going to see how legit this team is coming up. And I wish Kansas would have won, but they didn't win. But, man, and I know it's just 2 games, but you see what Houston did against Oklahoma, right? Yo, the old Suge Knight UNLV Rebels might be back. UNLV at Kansas on Friday night on ESPN. I'm telling you, this is going to be a rowdy game, brother. Who you got, man? Who you got? I got UNLV, man. Dog.
You got UNLV.
I got the University of Nevada, Las Vegas.
I'm gonna
running Rebels.
Rock Jock Jayhawk. I think they get their stuff together.
Okay.
And I think this is a game where Kobe Bryant needs to be getting his first interception. Melo Dotson maybe getting his second interception, and Devin Neal needs to go TF off.
Okay. I'll give that to you, brother, man. Now, Matthew Slucker, 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Ricky White, 7 receptions so far, 122, 3 touchdowns. They're balling out there in UNLV. We'll see. Now, the big game Friday night, this game will be on Fox. We got Arizona at Arizona State, a Big 12 showdown. Man, early in the season, Friday night college football, top 25 matchup on a Friday night. You can't ask for better than that, my man.
20 versus 14. Good
you can't. Hey, yeah, and this is important for Kansas State, because if Kansas State wants to crack, if they want to crack that top 25, man,
And definitely Vegas is definitely they're seeing that the game could be high scoring because the total is at 58.5 right now. Kansas State favored by 7. So they're expecting fireworks,
Mm.
and I think Arizona could probably give it to them.
I'm gonna take Kansas. I'm gonna take Arizona in this as well because McMillan in that passing game, man, is strong. They gotta get that defense together, but we may have another high scoring game. Some local games here: Richmond against Charleston Southern. Who you got, brother?
Give me the Spiders.
I'm gonna take the Spiders as well. Their offense struggled last week. Their defense is really good. I was at the game. Check out the pictures on Legacy Maker Sports Network and also Rob Johnson Media on my story. Check out the pictures. But I think Richmond takes this. William and Mary Wofford. By the way, let me say this to everybody out there. Everybody who's like, oh, Wofford, who's Wofford? Let me tell you something right now, folks. They got a freshman quarterback out of California. In fact, he's from Inglewood. Remember this name. He's 6'5", 205. His name is Amari Odom. I'm telling you, go check out my pictures. Go check out his film. This dude is legit. This dude is really good. Another name, Kyle Watkins, wide receiver. Watch that name as well. Wolford is a good team, and I think Wolford unfortunately takes down William and Mary here on the road at home.
I'm gonna go William and Mary too. Let's go for the Triad.
I'm gonna go. I gotta go Wofford. I don't want to do it, but I gotta go Wofford. Miami against Ball State. Who you got in this matchup, sir?
You beat Miami over Ohio, right?
Miami.
Oh no. Oh, the Hurricanes.
Yeah,
For some reason I thought the Hurricanes was playing somebody else. I don't know.
Oh no, they're
But
playing Ball State. Now I'll say this: Ball State is not a bad team, so I wouldn't take them lightly, but still,
give me the 10th team in the country. And by the way, every time we talk about this team, you know what to do.
I know. Hey, look. Hey, listen. I didn't have him on there this week, but I'm telling you, if he has a big performance this week, I promise you, by Sunday night or Tuesday, whenever we do this show again, because I think we're trying to do 2 during NFL season. Trust me, that picture will be up, sir. I promise.
Got to this legendary.
Most definitely. And people just don't understand how legendary that picture was. But anyway, it's just one of those things. Let me go back to all FBS because I was on FCS for some reason. Don't ask me why. We did Miami. Okay, Larry, this is a warning to all Florida State fans. Memphis is very dangerous. Do not think Memphis is going to come in there and lay down. This could be Memphis's key to the college football playoff, possibly. Memphis against Florida State. I got the Tigers, dog.
You got the Tigers?
I got the Tigers, dog.
Oh, man. I'm going to go Seminoles. They have to get this win. They have to get this win.
All right. Oh, speaking of that, and because they did that, we have to bring this up.
You have been warned. There is nowhere to run.
Yeah, I had that sound from years ago, but I brought it back. College football 25, top 25 upset. Hey, I be trying to do stuff, man. That's what I do. I try to do stuff. Next game, Arkansas and Michigan. I'm gonna be very frank with you here.
You have been warned.
Michigan, you've been warned. You're going down in the big house to Arkansas State. I didn't see anything last week that made me intrigued. I got Arkansas State.
Can I get a pass on this one?
Nah, bro, you gotta pick this one, bro. Sorry.
Listen,
I know it's tough, man, but after what I know Texas is good, but man, that offense on Michigan, man. Arkansas State is not a bad team. Arkansas State is actually very, very, very dangerous. The Red Wolves are not to be played with, bro. And they're out of the Sun West. They're not to be played with, bro.
Give me Michigan.
Gotcha. North Texas against Texas Tech. North Texas, they're a dangerous team. They beat South Alabama. They beat Stephen F. Austin by 15.
In-state game too. Give me the North Texas.
Okay.
I was about to say their name, but I know it's Green something. What is it?
Yeah, the
Green?
Mean Green. Yeah, the
Mean
North Texas
Green.
Mean Green, like Mean Joe Green. Let's skip down here some. Does North Carolina State get back into winning ways against Louisiana Tech? I think so.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think they get it done. 21 and
See,
a half.
yeah. Another dangerous game. Oklahoma State. They got to go to Tulsa. They got to play the Tulsa Hurricanes. Do they get the upset? Does Tulsa get the upset against Oklahoma State?
No. I'm going with the Cowboys.
Okay. I'll go with the Cowboys as well here. Let's see here. Illinois, they had the big win last week. They got Central Michigan. Do they hiccup against Antonio Brown's former is alma mater or no? I think Illinois takes it.
I think Illinois takes this one too.
Okay. The Miami Ohio you were talking about, they're 0-1 against 1-1 Cincinnati. I got Cincinnati in this thing.
Give me the Bearcats.
We gotta do this again. You have been warned. There is nowhere to run.
By 4 p.m. Eastern on Saturday, do not be shocked if it comes across your TV that LSU got beat down by South Carolina, and don't be surprised if Wisconsin beats Alabama at Camp Randall.
Really?
Do you remember I told you last week about Alabama when they played South Florida and how a little bit listen, even though Alabama's been scoring, bro, you can see the inconsistencies. They're a different. I'm not saying Alabama's softer, but you can definitely see the difference in the Saban team and this team now. Saban team, this team now. They're on the sideline, they're dancing, they got the swag. You think that'd be happening if Saban was there? They were more buttoned down. They were more – listen, they were as loose as Jason Kelsey was last night on television wearing that damn button-down shirt on national television. I don't give a damn if he lost his luggage or not. You got to be more professional than that. But I got Wisconsin. I got the Badgers. I got the Wisconsin Badgers in Camp Randall.
Give me the Roll Tide.
Who you got in the LSU game against South Carolina?
I want South Carolina in that one.
Yeah, man. They looked impressive last week after they struggled. Another matchup, number 6 Missouri. They get a visit from number 24 Boston College. I'm telling you right now, Bill O'Brien being at Boston College, bringing that pro style, bringing that type of Bill Belichick flavor to college. I got Boston College beating this SEC team in the upset, brother, man.
I'm glad you.
I got BC, bro.
I'm glad.
Even though the Missouri Tigers have won their first 2 games by a combined 89-0 against Buffalo and Murray State, I got to go Boston College, brother.
All
ACC,
right.
baby.
All right. So, who did Florida State lose to the first game?
Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. And Georgia Tech lost the following week, right?
To Syracuse, is now in the top 25. Yes, sir.
All right. So, matter of fact, Georgia Tech was actually ranked. I think they were weren't they like 25 or something like that?
Yeah.
And then they got bounced right back out. Okay, So Boston College was the second team to beat Florida State this year.
Yeah.
And they ended up being ranked. They're ranked 24th.
Yeah.
See, it's a pattern here. They're facing the number 6 team in the country, and Brady Cook is their quarterback. He's Missouri's quarterback, right?
Mm-hmm.
Luther Burden has not gotten started yet. I know what they're building over there in Boston College. But it's a pattern here. And I'm saying that Missouri is going to whoop ass this year. I'm not going to say whoop ass, but they're going to get the win.
Let me ask you this, right? If Boston College wins this game, they got a home game next against Michigan State, Western Kentucky. They go to at Virginia Tech versus Louisville versus Syracuse, at SMU versus North Carolina versus Pittsburgh. They win this game, will they be in college football playoff?
Man, that's a soft schedule.
Yeah, but if they beat Missouri, all bets are off. If they beat Missouri, all bets are off. I don't want to hear nothing from Paul Feinbaum, SEC critics. If they beat Missouri, Boston College will be in position to be in the college football playoff. Bottom line, I don't want to hear any I don't want to hear any excuses. No excuses. That's my question. Will Boston College be in the college football playoff and run the table if they beat Missouri?
It could be. They definitely could be, especially if they win the rest of their games.
And let's be honest about this. Going to Virginia Tech is not easy. I don't care what anybody says. Going to Tech could be the type of place you go to Tech. Even though Tech, we don't know what their status is. Going to Tech, we don't know how good they're going to be, man. So it's like, hey, it's just one of those things. Let's go to the next game. Coastal Carolina Temple. We'll make it simple here. Coastal Carolina. They're dominant, man. They're good. They're a good college. They're a good team.
Going against your boys from Temple that you were talking about earlier this year?
Yeah, they're done. Temple's done.
Yeah, give me Carolina.
Coastal Carolina. Yeah. Notre Dame, who got beat at home against Northern Illinois. Northern Illinois, my favorite team I used to play with in the NCAA 09 back in the day, winning like 100 straight games and winning 8 straight national championships. Notre Dame goes to Purdue, a Purdue team that at times can be very, very sneaky and very dangerous. They won their first game against Indiana State, 49-0. This is an in-state rivalry. It's an in-state rivalry. This is an in-state rivalry. Notre Dame looked very bad last week. Do they go into Purdue? Either Texas A&M really stinks or Northern Illinois is better than what we think. Does Purdue get the upset on the road, Larry? I'm sorry, do they get the upset at home and put Notre Dame out their misery?
I think Riley Leonard needs to be throwing for about 400 yards.
Yeah, and let me also say this. Notre Dame loses this game, let the Urban Meyer chat start. Let the Urban Meyer chat start. Listen, I'm going to post. If they lose Saturday, I'm going to find that Urban Meyer post that I did about 4 or 5 years ago. Trust me, the Urban Meyer talks are going to start very, very soon. And all those thinking Deion's coming to Notre Dame, no. Deion Sanders would never go to Notre Dame. That would never happen. That can't happen. That's a match made in hell. That's a match made in hell. The backyard rivalry. This is huge for me, man. Because remember, I asked this question. If you remember, I asked this question at ACC Media Day. I made a mistake and asked the Pittsburgh gentleman. I said, hey, what happens if Pittsburgh play Pittsburgh every year? I should have said West Virginia. He said it's okay. I know what you're saying. But after that, Pittsburgh actually invited me to come do some of their games because my questions were so good. Yeah. So shout out to Pittsburgh for thinking So thank you to Pittsburgh for thinking I'm that good. But if I'm gonna come to Pittsburgh, hire me so I can make some money. Hire me. If you think I'm that good, hire me. Shout out to Pittsburgh, by the way. West Virginia, Pittsburgh. I got Pittsburgh. Again, my main man, the playmaker, Darnell Stallings. This the ACC. This Pittsburgh. He must not know about that defense. They got some really good defenders on that team. Playmaker, including my guy Donovan McMillan. This guy is going to be a first, possibly second round pick in the NFL draft, and he's going to make a difference. Donovan is going to be a hell of a player. And one thing we know about Pittsburgh, they produce defensive players. You cannot deny that.
Yes,
one of those being the great
Aaron Donald.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next game. This game is going to be critical. And I think this is one of the more intriguing games of the day because Florida made the biggest mistake in not starting Lagway first game. Last week he had 465. Florida at home against Texas A&M. I think they put the Aggies out their misery in this game, man. I picked Florida 35-14. I think Lagway has a hell of a game, bro.
You think they beat the Aggies?
Oh yeah. I think A&M is as flawed can be. I think A&M is as flawed can be. And I'm not the biggest fan of that I'm not the biggest fan of their former coach because I believe Jameis Winston was the one that guided Florida State to the national championship. But telling you, man, I got Florida.
Yeah, I got Florida too.
Yeah, Florida. Hey, 3:30 p.m. One team that has been hanging by a thread. They don't look that good. the Oregon Ducks. They got to go into the Civil War early in the season. And imagine this. Not only are you going into the Civil War, the deadline passes for Mountain West, Washington State. So basically, you're Oregon State, and you're still in the Pac-12. So imagine having to go to the atmosphere of Pac-12 fans who are still pissed because you left the conference. Oregon State beat a very good, in my opinion, San Diego State team. Anybody who knows college football historically knows that San Diego State going to that stadium is not easy. Playing against San Diego State is not easy.
Absolutely not.
I got the Beavers, man. At 3:30 in the afternoon, the Civil War. Give me the Oregon. Give me the Oregon State Beavers. And the thing about this rivalry game this early in the season, it's gonna take a toll on you. Because usually it's at the end of the season. Now it's so early in the season. Oh, it's gonna take a big time toll on you.
On the national stage on Fox, yeah, I'm gonna go Beavers too. This is a game. If you're Oregon State, you're 2-0, just like Oregon is. And I mean, you know these guys. Of course, they left the conference. But if you're Oregon State, this is a game that you're seriously game planning for. And this is a game that I feel like they got a chance. They got a chance to win it.
And I think Fox and CBS right now are so much more interesting than ESPN and ABC because all they do is show SEC games now. So it's like we gotta go. I think Fox is taking over. And this is no offense to Pat McAfee, but I just feel like that Fox is so much more serious about their brand when it comes to college football on Saturdays. Now, we used to have the head, like when he put the headgear on with Lee Corso, but that was at the end of the show. But throughout the show, they were so serious about their craft. Now I'm not going to call Pat McAfee a clown. I wouldn't do that, man. But he's making his money. God bless him. You're making your money, brother. I'm glad you're doing what you're doing. I don't look at college game day the same. And these games being on Fox to me feels so much more bigger. So it feels so much more important.
That they definitely give college football Saturday, college game day. They definitely give them a run for their money.
Yeah. All right. Let's run through these real quick. Quick drives. Washington State, Washington. I got the Huskies.
Yeah, I got the Huskies.
Tulane against Oklahoma, who struggled last week. Give me Oklahoma at home.
I'm gonna take Oklahoma as well.
Utah State against Utah. Does Utah State get the upset at home, or does Utah keep rolling with Cam Rising and the crew?
Give me the Utes.
Duke against Connecticut. Duke could surprisingly go 3-0 here. I got Duke.
Yeah, give me Malik Murphy. Give me that spot too.
The 0-2, but very dangerous. And I emphasize, but very dangerous. Old Dominion Monarchs, who only lost by 4 to South Carolina and only lost by 6 to East Carolina. A very good East Carolina team. They bring in Virginia Tech. I got ODU, man. I hate to say it, but I got ODU, brother.
I think I'm right there with you. With you.
Here's another. And this game is going to be on the CW at 6:30 p.m. A very weird time, 6:30 p.m. I'm telling them now. This could be an upset special, only because I believe that this team is better than I don't think it'll happen, but it'll be closer than the experts think. Ole Miss at Wake Forest. Who wins?
Give me Ole Miss.
Give me Ole Miss, but I think the Demon Deacons will make it very competitive. Very
quickly,
they
covered 23 points.
Exactly. I think it'll be a 10 point. I think it'll be a 7-point game because Ole Miss hasn't been challenged yet, and that Virginia defense and that Virginia team has more heart than people give it credit for. Wake Forest only lost them by a point. University of Texas San Antonio. I said the whole damn word against Texas. Texas.
Yeah, give me the Longhorns.
Nebraska, Northern Iowa. Patrick, the Caucasian Patrick Mahomes. Well, Patrick is too. He's black and white, but that doesn't matter anyway. Give me Patrick Mahomes 1.5 in Nebraska.
Yeah.
Against Northern Iowa.
Patrick Mahomes likes ketchup So give me the ketchup packet.
This is a critical game for both teams. I think whoever loses this game is going to end up not even making a bowl game. Colorado at Colorado State, CBS, 7:30 p.m. I'm gonna give Colorado one more chance.
You know what? They the national public always complains about Deion Sanders, but yet still each and every week they put him on TV.
They put him on TV.
And last year, remember Colorado State, they had that game, and it was like what ended at 2:00 in the morning.
Yeah, they should have won. So luckily this game is at 7:30 and not 10 o'clock on a Friday night.
Yeah. Shout out to Darrell. He went to that game as well.
Oh
yeah. Give me Colorado State. You
know? Okay. Horton, who is their top wide receiver over at Colorado State, is questionable. They got destroyed by Texas. I'm gonna tell you this. It's a dangerous game. I think Kentucky did not take South Carolina seriously. Georgia better be very careful going into Kentucky this week. They better be very careful thinking that, we're just going to roll over Kentucky. No, be very careful. In fact, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it, Larry.
You have been warned.
You have been warned. I got Kentucky beating Georgia. Listen,
you got
Georgia's been very inconsistent. They've been a little inconsistent this year. If Clemson would have actually played some offense, they would have been in that game. And then last week they showed me had some concerns. I think going into Kentucky, I think that Georgia will win, but I'm just saying be very careful for Georgia. Be very careful. Be very careful.
I'm feeling the same way you do, but I'm gonna go ahead and, like you said, you got to be very careful. I'm gonna go with Georgia though.
Gotcha. UCLA against Indiana. I'm gonna go UCLA only because I'm rooting for Eric Bieniemy. I saw the Commanders fans making fun of him online when they didn't score many points last week or a couple of weeks ago. So I'm cheering for Eric Bieniemy. I want him to shove it in those Commanders fans' faces. I'm not just being honest with you because you gave that man Sam Howell and expected him to make Kool-Aid from SHIT. So I mean, I'm going UCLA. Hopefully, him and Coach Foster, Eric Bieniemy can make magic, win that game, keep winning.
Hey, that and that one's gonna be on NBC/Peacock. So I'm gonna give UCLA a chance.
Now, another team that better be very careful. New Mexico is coming to Auburn. This quarterback, Devin Dampier, we saw him against Arizona. They just couldn't get no defense. Man, this could be a 70-63 game easily. Give me New Mexico on the road at Auburn to beat Auburn and have more SEC fans losing their mind. Give me New Mexico.
And Auburn is favored by 28 points, and the total is at 61.5. So that tells you right there they're expecting fireworks. Like you said, you can expect a bit. I don't know about that kind of score, but it definitely be high scoring though.
Oh yeah.
So
well, what they did against Arizona, almost putting up 40 points, and then there was some bad turnovers here and there. So let's see here, real quick. Here we got UCF at TCU. Both teams undefeated. Give me TCU, bro.
I take TCU as well.
Kent State against Tennessee. Tennessee by 60.
What's your guy, Nico?
Nico Lamaliva.
Yeah,
out of the great state of California.
Give me Cal.
Yeah. You say you got Tennessee as well?
Yeah, I got Tennessee. And give me Cal because don't they have a tough schedule coming up after that?
Yeah. Maryland, Virginia. That is actually a Saturday night game, 8 o'clock under the lights. Oh, that's beautiful. I like that. 2-0 Virginia. Who you got? I got Virginia, dog.
Give me Maryland. Virginia walk in this kind of spot, 2-0, and then you know Virginia, man.
Yeah, I know. I feel you, brother. All right, let's go down to the last game of the night. Also, another intriguing game for me. ESPN, San Diego State against Cal. I got Cal, but like you said, Cal, they got San Diego State. Then they got to go to Florida State. Then they play Miami at home, which is crazy because you remember the last time Miami went to Cal was 1990.
Wow.
1990. And that like if you go back and watch the Miami documentary, I think there was almost a fight in that game too. So it's like, yeah, that used to be a rivalry. Like when Miami used to play like Long Beach State, teams like that back in the day. Oh my gosh, man. The nostalgia in that game is gonna be so crazy. But if Cal can win this game, then they go to FSU and beat them. Because they can definitely run on Florida State. They're gonna be 4-0 going to that Miami game, probably. Good God, that's gonna be sick. That's gonna be sick, my man. So
Absolutely.
Oh, also we had to say right now, who is your Heisman front runner?
So my Heisman front runner, I'm going to. I got a couple of them.
But if you have one, you can only get one.
Only one.
Only one.
Only
Just
one.
give us one. I know. I told you top 5, but you know we're going to. I can switch it up. Let's go 1, and then probably I would say Larry probably mid-season. Let's go game 6. We'll give our top 10 again at game 6 because it's so early in the season. You know what I mean? Let's go because we'll do half that, and then when the actual rankings come out, like the quote unquote computer rankings, that's when we'll give everybody our rankings for that too.
Give me Jackson Dart. Give me Jackson Dart right now. 795 passing yards, 6 touchdowns. Got 2 rushing touchdowns. And an 87 completion percentage. I'll take Jackson Dart.
For me, and let me find his stats. For me, I would have to say the guy who I feel like was most disrespected, not most disrespected in the off season, but I feel like because the other guy has such a big name, people want to diss him so bad. But my guy who the Giants need to be looking at probably selecting in the NFL draft, Quinn Ewers. 6 touchdowns, 1 interception. Quinn Ewers is one of those dynamic players who you just cannot deny his talent. Quinn Ewers, even with all the noise, like I said, I call him the Chris Leak of college football now because he's having to deal with the Tim Tebow noise in the back. Even though Arch Manning is so much better than what Tim Tebow was as far as a passer. Not athletic-wise. Now Arch does have some athleticism. I'm not going to say that. But Quinn Ewers is getting the Chris Leak treatment right now, and it's crazy to me. But hey, it is what it is.
I think it's just they want to see Arch. They want
to
see
that. They want to see that
him.
big name. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
definitely. Before we get to our NFL topic, we talked about last night with the 49ers and Jets. Let's go to a quick commercial break. Sponsored by Robb Johnson Media and your guy right here, Larry Patterson. Check out Game Time 365 Sports on the Game Time Sports Network. Larry Patterson bringing the heat to you every single time. Hey guys, this is Robb Johnson from Robb Johnson Media. And I just want to let you guys know, Latourus, one of the best brands out there for activewear. No matter if you're hiking, running, playing golf, playing tennis, it doesn't matter what you're doing. When you have on this right here, ladies and gentlemen, trust me, you feel good and your performance will be great. Latourus, check it out today at latourus.com. Hey, had to get the quick commercials in there. Make sure you guys check out Larry. Game Time 365 Sports, Larry, on the Game Time Sports Network as well, ladies and gentlemen. All right, Larry, your thoughts? Yes, sir. Your thoughts about last night, sir? This guy right back there.
When I found out that he started, I do play, a little fantasy and whatever, and I started him, and he did well, very good. I'm trying to pull his stats up. If you have them, please read them all.
28 carries, 147, 1 touchdown, 5.3 yards per carry, a long of 24 yards. Yeah. Yeah. So you know something, and that this doesn't diminish Christian McCaffrey, but what it does say is that Kyle Shanahan can put you in the system and you can succeed.
Well, we can go in that system and at least give him 30 yards.
I have to say something as well. One person today that's probably getting ripped by his coaches and is probably nearly getting into fights is Brandon Ayuk. You did all that hollering in the offseason, bro, and you dropped the touchdown pass last night. 2 receptions. 2 receptions on 5 targets. You know, I don't care what anybody says. Deebo Samuel is still the leader in that receiver room. I don't care what anybody says. He's still the leader in that receiver room.
When you in the bright lights, Brandon Ayuk don't drop many damn passes, man. So, you know, when you get paid the contract that you get paid, you're expected. Not to say you're gonna, you know, you're human. So not to say that you're gonna miss any passes, but you're expected to make that kind of catch, man. And you got the contract that you wanted. Gotta start playing like it, man. Like you said, 2 for 28. Or 5? Nah. Come on, man.
You know something? It really makes me laugh about the narrative, how the narrative changes. People are just so afraid to say it. But I'm gonna say it. The Jets defense is overrated. The Jets defense is overrated. Sauce Gardner left the game in the second quarter last night. And then people say, oh, it's the 49ers offense. Bro, we've seen them get beat down multiple times. If Hassan Reddick is not in your building by tomorrow or Thursday, and he's not playing by at least next week, you guys got issues, man. Like, pay that man.
Absolutely.
That man
Absolutely.
got traded there with the intention of getting paid. You guys aren't doing what you're supposed to do. And it showed last night. You got a guy who's out of Georgia Tech. I believe he's what, a 1, 2, 3 year guy in Mason. And he ran all over you guys. All over.
5.3 per.
And I hate to bring this up. But I'm going to do it. Imagine if this was the Cowboys. What would be happening this morning? I hate to say it, but what would be happening this morning if it was the Cowboys?
Oh man.
You know I'm telling the truth, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It is what it is. Your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers, sir?
Aaron Rodgers. What was he? 13 for 21, 167 and a touchdown and an interception.
Mm-hmm.
And completion percentage of 80. No. His QBR was a 51. That's not good.
You know what's
good.
worse? You know what's worse? People don't want to admit this, but coming out of Cal, Aaron Rodgers was sort of a running quarterback. Like, they don't want to put him into that stereotype. Like, oh, Aaron Rodgers, he doesn't run the ball. No. Aaron Rodgers can run the football. His mobility last night was horrible. If Aaron Rodgers can't move the way he used to, he is not as much of a threat.
And that's a testament to the injury that he had. Because remember all those years that he was in Green Bay, he might not have been like mobile, but he's very mobile.
He was more than mobile.
He can give you some yards on the run. So
his 40 time was 4.71. There's some receivers who run 4.5, 4.6. And you already know that sometimes your 40 time doesn't indicate how fast you really are on a football field.
Right. So yeah, man. I know Alan Lazard, I think he dropped the pass as well, so it didn't help him out, but he caught 2 touchdowns. But I think it was like in the first quarter when he had that. But yeah, overall, I think he was just good 49ers, you know.
I mean, some people may think that, though, this is not that big of a deal, blah, blah, blah. But Aaron Rodgers' career has 3,465 rushing yards.
Is that more than Tom Brady? It's got to be more than Tom Brady.
I think so.
Hell yeah.
His all-time high was what was that? 2015, 344 yards. No, I'm sorry, 369 in 2016. And if you notice, Larry, let's be honest, 2021, He had 101. 2022, he had 94. 0 last year because of the injury. 0 for 1. If you've noticed, his play has started to decline when he started losing athletic ability. So when we talk about guys who have that multitude of athletic ability, you even look at a Russell Wilson. Game's kind of gone down, so the mobility has come down. But Aaron Rodgers is still 5 years older than Russell Wilson as well. There could be something to watch. And I'm telling you, I think there's something in Tyrod Taylor coming in the drive last night. I wouldn't say that the Giants, I'm not saying the Jets would ever bench Aaron Rodgers, but let them go to Tennessee and let it be a stinker.
Mm-hmm.
And Tennessee has a really, and see, all these experts out here talking about Caleb Williams. Oh, he look horrible. Tennessee's got a really good defense. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but L'Jarius Sneed, who just came from the Super Bowl winning Chiefs, is in Tennessee. I don't know if you guys know that. I don't know if you guys do research or not, but the Tennessee Titans have a damn good defense. Just saying.
In my opinion, L'Jarius Sneed is a top 10 corner.
Yeah, exactly.
In my opinion, Jeffrey Simmons is a top 10 defensive lineman.
Exactly. So why don't people do their fucking research? You got a rookie quarterback in Caleb Williams, who we'll talk about in a second. But Caleb Williams going into Tennessee against that Tennessee Titans defense. Only reason they lost is because Will Levis made crazy passes. But that's a hell of a defense in Tennessee, man. Tennessee is no joke, brother.
And they got a hell of a team. And Sauce right now is did he come back or did he? I
don't remember. I think he may have been out the rest of the game. I don't know, something mysterious.
Yeah. But, so when you got Calvin Ridley, you got D-Hop over there. I mean, Will Levis just got to hey.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the Jets, I mean, yeah, man. Everybody was out here projecting. The Jets are just gonna run through their first couple of games. No, you got the Titans. Then you got to play the Patriots. Then you got the Broncos at home, who are never easy. You got to go to Minnesota. I mean, you got a lot of tough games, man. So, let's hold the brakes on the Jets going to the Super Bowl. They gotta do some things first. The camaraderie still has to be there, and they gotta run the damn football. They gotta have success in the running game.
Breece Hall, 16 for 54, 3.4 per.
Well, a lot of that had to do with Fred Warner. Fred Warner, who I know we haven't done the fantasy question in a while, but I think the next time we do a fantasy question, it's going to be who are you going to pick in their prime, Fred Warner or Brian Urlacher?
Ooh.
Yeah, I'm going to do that. We're going to do that question next time. That's going to be fun. Because right now, Fred Warner is on a Hall of Fame trajectory. In fact, if he went out the game today, he's in the Hall of Fame.
Brian Urlacher or Ray Lewis, though?
It's Ray Lewis, duh. Not taking Brian Urlacher over Ray Lewis. That's blasphemy.
So why don't we do Fred Warner and Ray Lewis?
We'll do that. Because my answer might upset some of my Hurricane faithful. Because that guy Fred Warner is a different type of guy, man.
He is a monster.
He is a monster. All right, let's go through this week's games. Let's pick them out. Let's do our picks. Let me go to my little thing because I actually threw my picks in last night. This is your first time actually doing your picks, so let me go to my picks. All right, Dolphins, Bills. I got Dolphins.
The Thursday nighter, give me the Dolphins, man.
Josh Allen's out here doing Cam Newton things, which is going to have his career over in 3 years if he's not careful. 49ers, Vikings. I do not trust Sam Darnold just yet. Give me 49ers. Get revenge after the money they lost last year.
You know what? I sent you some messages yesterday, and I was giving you all right, Sam Darnold, he's coming over from San Francisco. He's been in that system.
Mm-hmm.
He might not have played that much, but he was in there.
Doesn't matter.
And in the way he looked against the Giants, who I see as a team that's got a real good defense.
True.
Does Sam Darnold have a chance to go into next week's game against San Francisco 49ers, a team that the Vikings beat last year, and beat them again?
No. Do you remember when Sam Darnold started 3-0 with the Carolina Panthers and everybody was losing their minds? They went to Dallas and then we never heard from him ever again. Sam Darnold, I told a Vikings fan to his face at the game this past week. I said, look, man, Sam Darnold's good for 2-3 games. He might beat San Francisco. He might even beat him. But after maybe the 4th, 5th game, you're going to need that backup. Sam Darnold always does it. He gets hurt or he starts to see ghosts again. You know Sam Darnold.
Well, he ain't gonna see ghosts this week. Give me the Vikings, man.
Okay, next game, brother, man. Seahawks at Patriots. I got the Patriots, dog, at home. Super Bowl matchup from like 1,000 years ago.
Yeah, give me the Seahawks after seeing that defense what they were last week against Denver. Give me Seattle.
Really?
Yeah.
The question is, ladies and gentlemen, is this: who is overrated?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
Giants Commanders in the toilet bowl. Who you got?
This game right here is gonna be one of those games.
You know what's even worse? This is the Fox game instead of Cowboys Saints. I'm gonna have to listen. I'm gonna have to listen to the game on XM Radio. Shout out to XM Radio.
This is gonna be one of those games where it's always like Giants and Commanders games. It's like, who the hell wants to win this damn thing?
Yeah,
and it's not gonna be any different this year. And where are they at? They're in the Commanders. They're in Washington.
They're in Washington. But let me say this, please, Washington, please protect Jaden Daniels. That defensive line is fierce. Do not let that young man get hurt, please, because the alternative is not good.
In this case, give me the Giants.
I got the Giants as well, man. Panthers and Chargers. I got the Panthers. I got the Panthers, okay? I got the Panthers. I got the Panthers, man. They're at home.
Hey, I don't disagree with you because, we're in the early part of the season. The Panthers got their asses kicked Sunday, and then the Chargers beat the Raiders. But this is a game where the Chargers can go to. You're coming to another coast. I'm going to pick the Panthers as well. I don't like it, but
we got that bet we had? Don't worry about it. Justin Fields playing again this week.
Let's go. The right decision. No,
Russell. Listen, this is actually a good thing for Pittsburgh. I'm gonna tell you why. Because when Russell gets healthy, let's say Justin starts to struggle, then you can bring in the Hall of Famer and let's say he can do some good things. So actually, they're in a better Pittsburgh with that defense in a better position than they were last week. So now the 11-28 Justin Fields can come in and beat the Broncos, and they can feel horrible about themselves. Anyway, let's go to the next game. Cowboys against the Saints. Who do you have, sir? I got the Cowboys.
Give me New Orleans. I'll take New Orleans in this slot.
Okay. Gotcha. Packers against Colts. I have the Colts.
I think Malik Willis is going to throw for about 400 yards. No, give me the Colts. Anthony Richardson is going to combine for about 500 yards altogether.
Check out Game Time 365 Sports on the Game Time Sports Network. Larry Patterson bringing the heat to you every single time.
Every single damn time.
That was heat, but I don't know what kind of heat that was by Malik Willis from 400. Now, if you get that right though, I owe you a steak dinner. Anyway, Browns against Jaguars. I got the Browns, man. I got the Browns. I think the Browns defense is going to come through in this game. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to throw a pick or two. And I think Deshaun Watson will throw 2 touchdowns, no interceptions.
You going against Sunshine?
Oh, yeah. Hey, listen, it's Clemson versus Clemson.
Deshaun Watson didn't look good, man.
Hey, give that Cowboys defense some credit. Amari Cooper got held down by a rookie. A really good rookie that you said was going to be good coming into the league, by the way. So
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
give Larry
Good
his
shout out.
credit. Yay! I said give Larry his credit. Yay! See, I'm not going to say give him my money because it sounds a little bit too girly for me. I'm sorry. But give Larry his credit. Yay! Look like Popeye the Sailor Man. What the hell? So you got Sunshine, you got the Browns.
I got the Browns.
Got the Browns too, man. Even though we don't do upsets, I got the Titans beating the Jets. That defense is legit, buddy.
Same here, and plus the weapons that they have on their offense, I think that they can really do something. To give me the Titans as well.
An old NFC North special. Buccaneers at Lions, except there's no Barry Sanders. We run all over the Bucs. I got the Lions.
The Lions won this game last year in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Give me the Lions again this year. Oh, by the way, that was NFC Central.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, the NFC Central. Thanks for correcting me. I don't know why I'm thinking about the NFC North. I was thinking about Chris Berman for a second. I'm out here trying to act all Chris Berman-ish.
But yeah, I'll definitely take the Lions.
Raiders against Ravens. It's a 1:00 game. The Raiders are a West Coast team. Let the beat down begin. Give me Raiders, dog. I'm sorry. Give me Raiders. Sorry. Ravens. Oh, please. Hey, if I picked the Raiders, I would have to have done this. Yeah, I would have had to have done that, dog.
Did you see the Raiders' offense last week?
Yeah, it was horrible.
That was horrible. And now you facing a Baltimore team that's coming off of that loss against Kansas City. Give me the Ravens in an ass whooping.
Yes. Rams got to go to Arizona. Arizona team only lost to Buffalo by 6. I got the Cardinals, dog.
At home?
Home. Marvin Harrison was wide open last week. Trust me, he is going to go off this week. Division game, Marvin Harrison is going to have more than one or two catches.
Give me the Rams, dog.
Everybody's new lovable loser besides the Buffalo Bills, the Cincinnati Bengals. They go to Kansas City for the game people give the Bengals more credit for winning a non-Super Bowl than I've ever seen in my life. Kansas City's gonna be ready for that ass. Patrick Mahomes is gonna want to dismiss. I don't know if Hollywood is gonna be back this week or not, but I don't think it matters. Xavier Worthy's gonna have a heck of a game. Give me the Kansas City Chiefs and a beatdown.
Yeah, give me the Chiefs in the 425 CBS slot. Give me the Chiefs.
All right. Next game. Before I do that, let me do this again. I'm gonna keep doing it, folks. I don't care because it is what it is. Broncos, Steelers. That defense against the rookie Bo Nix. Last week it was pretty ugly in Seattle. Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers and Justin Fields to win his 12th game of his career in 40. In 40 games. 40 games is 12 wins. Yeah, Or do you want to listen? I'll allow you to do a push here.
Give me the Steelers.
Over under. Sean Payton kicks the ball out of bounds 3 times on kickoffs. If they even get the ball to kick off that much.
Damn, dog. You got us.
Man.
Disrespect.
Hey, no.
The disrespect.
No, seriously. Because Sean Payton likes to kick the ball alongside. So what if he does it and forgets the rules? What's his explanation going to be after the game? Because Sean Payton, and this doesn't have to even do with Denver. So this goes back to New Orleans. Dude always had an excuse of why something happened.
I'm gonna say
Hell,
under.
he might blame Larry. He might blame you. He might blame you for you not for you going on your route or something tomorrow or somebody. He may say your route made him not sleep. Something stupid.
It might have.
You didn't deliver the right chips to him.
You're right.
He didn't get his right. he didn't get his right nutrition. You blame somebody. Sheesh.
Yeah.
The Sunday night affair, I think that we're all looking forward to. Bears Texans, the young QBs.
Ooh,
USC
man.
against Ohio State and Oklahoma. I got Texans, dog. I can't even front. I would like the Bears to win because I'm a Caleb fan, but Texans, dog. Stephon Diggs looks really good so far.
I think Caleb is going to come into this matchup with a different mindset. He had overthrown balls all over the field last week. It's like he couldn't find a rhythm. And then you see how Anthony Richardson, I know it's two different quarterbacks, but see how Anthony Richardson was performing against the Texans.
The Texans defense can be had.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. What
we said, the Titans defense was very underrated.
Give me the Bears.
Give me the Bears. I got you, bro. Now, I'm gonna tell you something that's gonna correlate. You look at that same thing. The Falcons played that Steelers defense. Then you look at the Eagles defense. It still like it has issues. Give me the Falcons in Philly on Monday night.
Kirk Cousins in Philly?
Hey,
they don't mix well.
Hey, you remember what he did with the Vikings last year, week 2? That team was horrible, and he still went in there and almost beat that team. He's got better weapons. And Jalen Hurts still throwing picks.
Give me Philly.
Gotcha. Let's see here. I know that we had one more topic on this. I know I sent it to you yesterday. Let me bring that back up. Oh, I know. Who made a statement and who made themselves look horrible? I'm going to go first. The team I think that made a statement was Pittsburgh in this way. Our defense is still here, and we're going to be here all season long. If we can get any type of quarterback play, we're a Super Bowl threat. Person who embarrassed himself the most, oh, that's easy. Daniel Jones. Your turn.
Yeah, those are good picks. The team that I feel like made this statement, I'm gonna go with the Eagles.
Okay.
I can get with that.
I can get with that.
Saquon performing the way that he was.
Yeah.
Just hope that he can stay healthy throughout the season.
That's the biggest if in the history of the world.
The biggest. Man, I wanted to say the Patriots as well because we talked about that. We talked about that in the preview show, and we talked about the Patriots potentially going into Cincinnati and winning. And guess what they did? They won. So I'm going to say those two.
But if you can only choose one,
choose one. Give me the Patriots then.
I agree. Listen, I like that because going to Cincinnati where everybody talking about Joe Burrow doesn't need this, doesn't need that. Hey, Patriots defense showed up. Gerard Mayo. And who is your biggest loser from this week?
The biggest loser, I'm going to say. The biggest loser is give me the Commanders, man.
Yeah. So I'm sorry. Who made themselves look horrible? And the reason I can agree with you on that, bro, is this. All we heard about, and I try to tell people this, Dan Quinn, after that Super Bowl with Seattle, I mean, he had some really good players on that Seattle team. But when you look back at last year, look how many times Dallas got dominated on the defensive end. Look how many times, Michael Parsons made plays. Not gonna deny that, Larry. Larry, he made plays, but there were times that he was not put in the best position to do certain things. And think about this, Larry. Bucky Irving, who's 22 out of Oregon, he had 9 carries for 62 yards. What's going to happen when they get against a really good running back? Rashad White had 15 carries for 31 yards? And these are not even decent running backs. These are okay running backs. Baker Mayfield, 3 carries, 21 yards. What's going to happen when they get against somebody who's really good? They brought in a defensive coach. They brought in all these Cowboys. And what did it mean? Nothing.
Not a damn thing.
So now the Cowboys got rid of their center, Biotish, who I thought was, again, average. And they still look average. And you damn near got your rookie quarterback killed in the first game. Yeah, they got to do better by the guy. And I think I posted this on Facebook as well. Anytime Luke McCaffrey has one less target than Terry McLaurin, that's a problem. Terry McLaurin needs to be tearing stuff up. The Commanders need to be calling the Raiders right now, saying, "Hey, look, we will send you everything you want for Devontae Adams." But then the problem is Devontae might just kill that trade.
He's like, man, I'm not going to win over there.
Exactly. Now, it is time for the segment that everybody loves.
I need you to shut the hell up for the immediate future.
You go first, Larry. Tell the people who you want to shut the hell up, my brother.
To shut the hell up to the people that criticize this Tyreek Hill situation after we seen the video released. I know we talk about how police are toward, black people.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have to be responsible ourselves. And if you've seen the cop knock on Tyreek Hill's window, you see Tyreek basically saying, don't knock on my window like that. Don't knock on my window like that. Like, bro, these police officers have a job to do at the end of the day. All you have to do is comply and then go about your business. That's pretty plain and simple. I mean, you're speeding anyway. So that gives them cause to, see what the issue is. And you wanted to act like an asshole, and you end up getting treated how you got treated. Do I agree with the way he was treated? No, but just do what you got to do to get these guys up off you, man. And just, that's it.
Yeah.
I just want to tell those people to shut the hell up, man.
Yeah, and like I said, bro, like I was thinking earlier this morning about Tyreek Hill situation. Reason I haven't really spoken on it too much because I don't have all the information. And I think the problem is in life sometimes today everybody wants to get the story. They want to get the story first before getting all the facts. And if he was going 109, 110 miles an hour, he shouldn't have been handcuffed on the ground, but he should have definitely probably been handcuffed because that is reckless driving and you can go to jail for that. So not trying to be mean to anybody, but I understand people like, oh, he's a black man, blah, blah. And then all you hear all the last couple of days, there's been a black man in this country, Stephen A. I'm a black man. Okay, well, you cannot go 110 miles an hour.
Hey, he did do it. He fixed it this morning though. I will give him that.
Yeah, I didn't even look at him this morning, but I'm just talking about but that's my point. Wait till the facts come out.
Yep.
Okay? Because we saw what happened with Henry Ruggs. Not saying that he was drinking or anything like that, but speed is dangerous.
Obey the speed, man.
Exactly. Because that's the thing. It may have been Tyreek Hill, but at that moment, we're not cops. We don't know what they're thinking. Like, man, this person. Okay, so imagine next time it's a person trying to do bodily harm. And they're going that fast. And, we don't, they're closest to them, so it must be a Dolphins player. And imagine they go and do something terroristic like. Then we want to blame the cops for not taking care of it. Like, come on, man. Like, we have to be consistent. Now, should they have him face that? I will say this. I do think there needs to be protocol where there's some type of towel or sheet or something that's put on the ground when you put somebody on a pavement like that, because that pavement is hot. You can burn somebody's skin. You can, hurt somebody's face or whatever. So definitely, I think there'd be a better protocol when it comes to that. But everything all around need to be better. But I'm not
And
just
then
going to
with
sit here.
Calais, and then with I didn't mean to cut you off, but at least with a Calais Campbell being on the ground too, just to come over and check, I feel like that was wrong too, just to have him down.
Yeah,
But then
He
again,
should admit that. He was just checking on his teammate because we unfortunately do have people out there who do impersonate police officers and they can do harm. So you also have to worry about that too, because that has been a worry of mine for a long time, where people have impersonated police officers and have taken people away and killed them. It happens. I mean, it happens, man. It's sad, but it happens. My shut the hell up goes to a guy who is 73, 87, his career. He's got 245 touchdowns, 107 interceptions, never won a playoff game. How do you have the audacity, Derek Carr, to get into Horn's face last week and say, I got 3 touchdowns on you? Bro, you played the Carolina Panthers. At home. You're the New Orleans Saints. You know what I mean? Like, you are 33 years old. You're 14 games under 500. Do that to Trayvon Diggs next week, and then we'll talk. Do that to Trayvon Diggs next week, and then we'll talk. All right, now it's time to tell the world how we feel. Tonight I have a rivalry game with New Kent and Jamestown. It's going to be a great game. Can't wait to see it. But the presidential debate is tonight. Kamala Harris, Donald Trump. Tune in. Make sure you watch it. Also, at midnight tonight, say a prayer for all the firefighters and the police officers who died in the Twin Towers, who also died in Pennsylvania, who also died in Washington, D.C. But let me say this as well. While you're praying, do a lot of deep research, because this country has not been the same since. Probably will never be the same ever again. And that day changed a lot of people's lives. So, yeah, a lot of wars, a lot of hatred, a lot of bad things came from out that era. If you weren't alive in September 11, 2001, you were lucky that you were born after. Even though this era right now sucks, yeah, that era for us as kids, we all saw the change. We all saw the change. And the funny thing is, after the 2000 election, when quote unquote it was stolen, according to some experts, yeah, that changed everything. But yeah, my advice to everybody, do your research. Prayers for the firefighters who lost their lives, police officers, the people who got cancer from all the asbestos that came from the buildings that should have been cleaned up. Also, I want to say this. I know this is a sports show, but this is to tell the world how we feel. And I want to also send my condolences, because every single 9/11, I give this man love. Let me make sure I bring his name up correctly, so I have it correctly, because I hate to say it, but my guy John O'Neill, former FBI agent, who tried to tell everybody about what was going on, tragically lost his life after only 3 weeks on the job in the World Trade Center. So if you get a chance, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go check out John O'Neill's documentary on PBS, The Man Who Knew. I guarantee you it will send chills down your spine, because they're basically telling you what the truth is, ladies and gentlemen. But yeah, before I get too emotional and get too crazy on this topic, let me send it to Larry. Do your thing, bro.
Yeah, Rob, you always come with those serious hits when we tell the world how we feel. I'm going to tell the world how I feel about this. John Mara, the president of the New York Giants. You made a big mistake, buddy. You made a big mistake, and it just so happened to be over this weekend where you see Saquon having the performance he did against the Packers, as a member of the Eagles. Daniel Jones having the performance that Daniel Jones has in a 28-6 loss to the Vikings. John Mara, you paid that white man instead of that black man. Now look where it got you. Peace out.
Ex-Giants VP, this is from 2022. Ex-Giants VP accuses team of inherent and unbiased racial biases. The Giants have not been relevant since they fired Jerry Reese, who won 2 Super Bowls with the team. Good night, everybody.
It's caught in the crossfire.